Many individuals start their day with a common mindset: I must head to work as my earnings are on the line. Your entire financial landscape, including rent, groceries, bills, and social outings, hinges on that single paycheck. However, the reality is that depending solely on a paycheck is akin to balancing on one leg. When that support is removed, the entire stability is compromised. Imagine having a reliable source of income that continues to flow, regardless of your active involvement in work. The key insight that affluent individuals have perfected is what I will share with you in this video. You'll learn how to implement this strategy to potentially supplement or replace your income. It's important to stay engaged until the conclusion, as the final segment will tie everything together and illustrate how this ultimately leads to true freedom. The challenge with a paycheck is straightforward: it represents active income. You invest your time, effort, and expertise, and in return, you receive financial compensation. When you cease to be present, the financial resources begin to dwindle. This is the reason many individuals experience ongoing financial stress. If employment ceases, so does the revenue stream. Those who have achieved financial success recognized early on that true security is not derived from exerting more effort or advancing in their careers. Instead, it is built through establishing multiple income sources that generate revenue independently of your active involvement. This concept is known as cash flow, and it's the strategy that shifts your finances from being something you pursue to something that works in your favor. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and also press the like button to know more financial strategies. Consider cash flow strategy from this perspective. When you generate an income of $5,000 from your employment, you find yourself in a recurring financial cycle each month. However, if you were to receive $5,000 from assets that generate consistent income, such as rental properties, dividends, royalties, or a small business that operates independently of your daily involvement, your lifestyle could be sustained regardless of your active participation. The primary distinction lies here. Income from employment connects you to work obligations. Effective cash flow management can provide you with greater financial freedom. What's truly advantageous is that you don't require a substantial amount of money to begin your journey. It's essential to adjust your perspective on financial matters. This is a common area where individuals tend to make mistakes. They think that achieving financial independence revolves around accumulating a substantial amount of savings. However, it's important to consider the potential risks associated with that approach. Funds will deplete over time if they are not managed wisely. It resembles the process of accumulating resources without making any further contributions. Cash flow alters the dynamics, much like constructing a faucet. The income continues to flow, allowing you to sustain your lifestyle without depleting the original source. For instance, if you possess $100,000 in dividend-paying stocks with an annual yield of 4%, you would receive $4,000 each year in your account, effortlessly. While it might not fully cover all your expenses at this stage, it demonstrates that your investments have the potential to generate income for you. Once you observe that evidence, your perspective on wealth begins to transform entirely. Real estate serves as a compelling illustration. Imagine you have set aside sufficient funds to acquire a rental property. Once you have settled the mortgage, maintenance, and taxes, you would find yourself with a monthly surplus of $800. That reduces the amount you need to allocate from your paycheck by $800. By acquiring a second property, your total would increase to $1,600. At that stage, you're not merely saving, you're creating a system for growth. Once established, Machines operate independently of your location or activities, whether you are working, enjoying a getaway, or resting. They continue to move forward without pause. That's what transforms assets into productive resources. However, it's important to recognize that establishing a steady cash flow is a gradual process that requires time and careful planning. It's important to approach your career decisions thoughtfully rather than making impulsive choices about leaving your job immediately. It's essential to progressively reduce your reliance on your salary. It's possible that your current employment fully supports your financial obligations. In a few years, your assets may potentially account for 40% of your financial landscape. Looking ahead, it's possible that they could cover up to 80%. Eventually, you reach a pivotal point where your assets fully cover your living expenses, making your paycheck an optional source of income. True freedom is not about leaving your job in frustration. It's about achieving a stage in life where you choose to work solely based on your desire. Initiating the process can be challenging, as the initial figures may appear quite small. Your initial dividend could amount to $12. Your initial sale of a digital product could amount to $40. Your initial rental income may only be sufficient to cover your internet expenses. It's important to recognize the value of those small victories. They are not insignificant, they serve as evidence of viability. They demonstrate that income can be generated without your active involvement. Once you recognize the potential, the next step is to optimize and accumulate those income streams. Those with financial acumen understand an important principle. The size of the initial income stream is less significant than the mere existence of that stream. With patience and careful management, small streams can expand and develop into significant opportunities that can transform your life. What constitutes cash flow that can effectively replace your paycheck? Consider options such as dividend-paying stocks or bonds as part of your investment strategy. Consider investing in rental properties that generate a consistent monthly income. Consider establishing a small business that you can streamline, allowing it to operate effectively without your constant involvement. In the current landscape, it may also include digital assets, such as an online course, a book, a YouTube channel, or software that you develop once and can continue to sell repeatedly. The structure is not a significant concern. What is essential is dependability and steadiness. Here's the critical mindset shift that distinguishes those who earn a paycheck from those who actively build wealth. Rather than inquiring, "What are my potential savings?" shift your focus to, "What income is generated by this asset?" While saving $1 is beneficial, generating ongoing income from that dollar is far more advantageous. Consider the scenario of having $500,000 resting in a savings account without generating any additional returns. While it may appear secure, it is, in fact, lacking growth. Imagine that same $500,000 allocated to income-generating assets yielding $25,000 annually while preserving the principal intact. That's the distinction between inactive funds and productive assets. Inactive funds remain stagnant. Active capital generates returns for you. One aspect that often goes unnoticed is the mental liberation that accompanies a steady cash flow. When your paycheck serves as your sole source of income, each decision is accompanied by a sense of apprehension. What are the potential implications of job loss? What should I consider if my company reduces its operations? However, as you establish multiple income streams, that apprehension starts to diminish. Even if one income source diminishes, the others continue to generate revenue. When financial concerns are alleviated, you are empowered to make more informed decisions regarding your time, career, and relationships. You transition from exercising out of necessity to engaging in physical activity from a position of empowerment. Now, watch the video appearing on the right side to know why saving the first $10,000 is harder than the first $100,000. Also, subscribe to our channel to help us complete our goal of 10,500 subscribers.